Okay, Bismillah, let's pick up from where we left off. This is our second broadcast of day 8, just so those of you that are logging on, hopefully you're not getting much lag now. And if you are, contact your internet service provider. Okay, now, you were discussing Hadihi Sabili. I think a lot of people had questions about that. Jawad?
Yeah.
What-
There were a decent amount asking just to go over the translation of it one more time.
Oh, sure. Okay, let's walk through all of it piece by piece. Okay, guys?
Mm-hmm.
So, Hadihi Sabili.
Yes.
First thing I want you to know is Hadihi is one word, Sabil is another word, and then E is another word.
Yeah.
There's 3 words here, okay?
Mhm.
Because these 2 words are together. Sorry, I didn't put the here. Because these 2 words are together, let's figure them out first.
Okay.
Sabil is light, and it doesn't have al, so I'm going to go with it's mudaf. An attached pronoun, and I should know the attached pronouns by now, ana becomes ni or e, right? So the e, every time you have any ism and an attached pronoun, 100 million% of the time, mudaf and mudaf ilayh. So sabili is mudaf and mudaf ilayh. You don't even have to go through the process. An ism and a pronoun are mudaf ilayh.
Yeah.
Done.
Mm-hmm.
Now, sabil is one of those words in Arabic that the Arabs said are feminine because they said so.
Yeah.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So, please, somebody says, please repeat the reasons why words are light. In a second, let me answer this and I'll answer that, okay? So now, hadihi is the feminine pointer was used because sabil is feminine.
Yeah.
Now, what I taught you today is when you have a pointer and you don't have al,
Yeah.
that's when you put is.
Mm-hmm.
So a translation here would be, this is my path.
Yeah.
This is my path.
Yeah, because Hadihi is this, and then the pointer.
On page 3, why in the first example, hada is in the speech and not in this speech? It should be in this speech on page 31. It should be in this speech, not the speech. That's the right answer. The word the will not get translated. So let's come back to page 31, the examples we were doing. Somebody has a question about bi hadha al-hadith. Guys, look over here. So bi means in, hadha means this, al-hadith means speech. Al will not be translated when you eat up the is.
Yeah.
So you don't say in this the speech. You just say what?
In this.
In this speech. Done. You've translated it correctly. Okay, let's look over here. There's quite a few examples here. This is a big one. Now I have to teach you something I withheld information before. So it's time to let you in on a little secret.
Okay.
The Arabs at that barbecue said more than I told you. They said broken plurals are treated like she.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
Actually, they went further and said, actually, guys, all non-human plurals should be she. So long as it's a plural that it's not talking about humans,
It's a she.
it's a she.
Uh-huh.
They just make it simpler. You know what? Broken, non-broken, I don't care.
Bed is a she.
If it's plural and it's not about a human being, they'll use she.
She.
Okay, beds would be she. In this case, ayat. Now, ayat is the feminine plural column. Atun, atin, atin. But ayat are signs of Allah.
Yeah.
The signs. Signs are not human.
Yeah.
So it's a non-human plural.
Yes.
I didn't even say non-human broken plural because it's actually a feminine plural from the feminine chart. But so long as it's a non-human plural, they still go with what? She. And that's why you see tilka in the beginning. So that's something I withheld from you before, but now you grew up. So
tilka is,
tilka, by the way, hada means this. Hadihi means the feminine this or these. Dalika means that. Tilka means that or those.
Okay. So
Here, because it's talking about a plural,
yeah.
I'm going to use the word those when I translate. Those are.
Those are.
I'll put an R here because there's no al right after. Right? Now watch this. Ayatu is light and no alif lam.
Yeah.
Wow, they're working up there. Okay. Ayatu is light and no alif lam.
Yeah.
Al-kitabi is jar.
Yeah.
What does that make this?
Mudaf and mudaf ilayh.
Mudaf and
Mudaf ilayh.
mudaf ilayh. Signs of the book. signs of
The
that's what you do between mudaf mudaf ilayh, right? So far we've got those are the signs of the book, right? But there's another word here, al-hakimi. Al-kitabi is proper. Al-hakimi is also proper. Al, right?
Yeah.
Al-kitabi is jar. Al-hakimi is also
Jar.
jar. Al-kitabi is one. Al-hakimi is also
One.
one. Al-kitabi is masculine. And al-hakimi is also
Masculine.
masculine. You know what? That means that these two words have the same 4 properties.
Oh yeah.
When they're the same 4 properties, the first one becomes the noun, mawsuf, and the
And
second
then
one becomes the adjective.
Yeah.
Al-hakim means wise. Al-kitab al-hakim means the wise book. Those are the signs of the wise book. So we saw the rule of pointers without al.
Yeah.
We saw mudaf and mudaf ilayh. We saw noun and adjective, mawsuf and sifa.
Yeah.
All coming together, and we translated a complex sentence. Tilka ayatul kitab al-hakimi. You know what's really cool? Some scholars said that the word al-hakim, I said wise, right?
Yeah.
That they said that al-hakim is used only for living people. Like, you don't say a wise letter, you say a wise writer, or a wise scholar, or a wise prophet, right?
Yes.
And because of, and it's one of the names of Allah too.
Yeah.
So some scholars argue that this is used for the living. The word wise is used for the living. But in this ayah, the word wise is being used to describe the book. And that's what they used to say, that the Quran is actually living. Like its wisdom is like a living wisdom. A book is considered something that doesn't have life, right? But the Quran actually is full of life. That's why the way it's being described is with a word that is used to describe the living. Tilka ayatul kitab al-hakim is very beautiful that description is being used. Okay?
So some scholars argue that it is living, and then some say it's not living.
Some don't agree with that. But there's also, there's things like on Judgment Day, the Quran will testify in our favor, and it becomes your friend. So it's lots of its descriptions are like living descriptions.
So that's where they get it's living basically, because they're saying it's gonna testify for us.
That's right.
Oh, okay. I see where they're coming from.
Yep. Ha'ula'il qawmi. Ha'ula'i means these.
Okay.
Qawm means people.
People, yeah.
Okay. For now, we'll use people. So how do I translate ha'ula'il qawm?
These people.
Yeah. These people.
Yeah. You wouldn't put an is because there's an L between it.
Correct. And qawm can mean nation too, and you can translate this as this nation also. Qawm is one of those words that's plural because the Arabs said so.
Yeah.
So write the meaning this nation. This nation or these people. Both of those are okay translations. For number 3. We did hadihi sabili.
Yes.
Well, this is going to be a long one.
Okay.
Well, what time is it? 11:03. Okay. So I told you words become feminine because they end like this, and they end like this, and they end like this.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yes.
Okay. So there's the word husna, like my daughter's name, husna, right? Or kubra, or sughra, right?
Yes.
Then you have words like dun. Yeah. But they don't like it because dunya is actually made up of 4 letters. What are the 4 letters? Da, dal, noon, ya, and then the dagger.
Yeah.
Right? So it looks kind of like there's 2 yas together. So they don't like that. So they instead of writing it like that, they write it like this. Delete that. They write not like that. They write it like dunya. Because they don't want to write 2 yas together like that.
That look too complicated.
That would look too complicated. But it's actually the same as this.
Okay.
Okay, so it is feminine. Dunya is
Feminine.
feminine. Dunya actually in Arabic means the lowest or the closest.
Okay.
The lowest or the closest. Okay.
So, like, whenever Allah says in the Quran, I forgot which ayah, but like it was dunya. He says like some dunya, so he means the lowest.
We'll see because we're going to do an ayah like that.
Okay.
Now, what does dhalika mean?
Dhalika, it is
Hada means this. That's near.
Oh.
Dhalika,
there,
that,
there, or the
that.
that.
Dhalika means
That.
that. Should there be an is after it or no in this ayah?
Yes.
Yeah. So far, I'll translate that is.
That is.
Make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Now, mata'u al-hayati. What could be the connection between these two guys?
Oh, mudaf and mudaf ilayh.
Correct. That would be a mudaf and mudaf ilayh. Mata' means, just translate it as tools for now. Or no, you know what? Translate it as enjoyment. It's okay. Enjoyment. And al-hayati,
Al-hayati,
life.
life.
How do you translate dhalika mata'ul hayati?
That is enjoyment of life.
That is the enjoyment. Don't translate life yet. Enjoyment of. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
That is the enjoyment of. Now, tell me 4 properties of al-hayati. Step by step.
It's jar.
Good.
So number, it's 1.
Good, because the round ta tells you 1.
Yeah, it's feminine.
Good, because the round ta tells you
Yeah.
feminine.
And it is proper.
Good. Tell me 4 properties of a dunya. It ends with a, right?
Yeah, so that's nasab.
No. The a sound is nasab. This is an a, which means
yeah.
it could be rafa
Or
nasab
or
jar, like Musa.
yeah.
So it could be, I'm going to write R, N, J. I don't know which one. Right?
Yeah.
Now, don't write that yet. Just watch. But help me figure out the properties. How many?
How many there is?
Do you see any sign of pair or plural?
No, I see just 1.
And this ending that we just discussed, is that a masculine ending or a feminine ending?
Feminine.
We're just writing it a little differently because we don't want 2 yas stuck
Yeah.
together, right? So it is feminine.
And it's proper
Why is it proper?
because it's talking about something, or it's like dunya. Oh, because of the alif. Sorry.
Because
Yeah.
of the L. Okay. Don't need a philosophical answer. Okay. Now, rafa, nasab, or jar. Could it be jar?
Yes.
Yeah. So it could be this, which means it could match with this, which means these two are the same.
Yeah.
If they're the same, what happens?
Nouns and adjectives.
Right. So the second word is describing the first word.
Yeah.
What did ad-dunya mean?
Dunya.
The
Dunya.
lowest or the closest?
Yeah.
Yeah. Al-hayat means life.
Yes.
That is the enjoyment of the lowest life.
Oh.
The lowest life.
Mm.
A lot of translators say worldly life, which is okay, but literally, because life, the lowest kind of it, is in this world, and Allah has created other life in Jannah and levels and levels and levels of Jannah that are only better than this. And somebody might say, well, what about hell? Because that's lower than this life, right?
Yeah.
Allah says about it, ثُمَّ لَا يَمُوتُ فِيهَا وَلَا يَحْيَا. He doesn't live in it and he doesn't die in it. Allah doesn't even call living in hellfire life. So the lowest life Allah created is this one, and everything else is only
Higher.
better. And so Allah is saying that some people become just stuck in enjoying the lowest life, and they don't even think there's something bigger and better that's above it. Okay?
That changes your perspective.
Yep, it certainly does. ذَلِكَ مَتَاعُ الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا.
Ustadh,
Yeah.
2 questions on this one.
Mm-hmm.
On al-hayati, why is this not plural with the at in ending?
Because there's no alif ta, it's a round ta. The plural combination is an open ta. Muslimatun is not written like this. Look on page 6. Muslimatun is not written like this.
Yeah.
So that letter, doesn't matter if there's an alif before it or not, this guy is singular feminine.
Is it? It's a tam marbuta, right?
Yeah, it's a ta marbuta. So here, that word, it just happens to be spelled that way, but it's not a combination. No.
I figured out the name because, like,
Other questions about this one?
Yeah, there's some confusion on why dunya can be rafa, nasab, or jar.
Because when a word ends with alif, if I say Zakaria and I say dunya, don't confuse this with muslima, because muslima is an ending sound.
Yeah.
But Zakaria is not an ending sound, it's a letter.
Yeah.
Alif is not a sound, it's not just a haraka, it's a full letter. Dunya doesn't just have the sound, it has an alif letter.
Yeah.
Now, the problem with words that end with an alif is you can't do anything with them. The alif doesn't accept a haraka.
They're just there.
They're just there. So the rafa is Zakaria, nasab is Zakaria, jar is Zakaria.
Yeah.
The same problem with dunya. Rafa is dunya, nasab is dunya, jar is dunya.
It's just
Okay?
there for show.
That's it. So you can't do anything with words. This is the same problem we have with Musa or Isa or Yahya, right?
Yeah.
Or even the word Huda
Mm-hmm.
or Zulfa. All of those words are the same issue. When something ends with an alif, it becomes non-flexible, which means it could be rafa and it could be nasab and it could be jar. Other questions about this one?
We have a more general question about how do we tell the difference between, or how do we know when to look for idafa and when to look for noun and adjective?
Good question. When do you look for mudaf mudaf ilayh? When do you look for noun adjective? You look for mudaf mudaf ilayh as soon as you find light, no alif lam. Start looking. The moment you see light, and you should be looking for light. Why should you even look for light? Because I told you light is not normal. Normally a word shouldn't be light. It should be heavy. So the moment you find light, and then on top of that, even more weird, there's no al on it, bam, you're looking for a mudaf mudaf ilayh.
What if it is light but it has an al?
If it's light and it has an al, we don't even care about the question of light.
Oh, okay.
Remember?
Oh yeah.
Yep. And then if you see two isms together, here's the thing. Two isms can come together in only a few ways. And the two most popular ways two isms get connected to each other are either mudaf mudaf ilayh or noun adjective. And you know the difference. One of them is light no alif lam followed by jar, and the other one is four properties matching, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now look at this one. تلك الدار الآخرة. تلك الدار الآخرة. There's three words here.
Yes.
Yeah. Tilka is the pointer. First, let's ask if we're going to put an is here or not.
Yeah. No, we're not.
It has al.
It has al, so no is.
Yeah.
So that whatever we're going to translate is going to have that, but no is.
Mhm.
It can't have is because al is there. Okay. Adar means home.
That home.
Dar means home.
Home.
And adar is one of the words in Arabic on page 12. And therefore it is feminine because the Arab said so.
Okay.
Okay?
Mhm.
He finds a dar with a ka's in it, takes his asa, and strikes the drink. So dar is actually feminine. Okay? Now you understand why tilka was used, because tilka is also feminine. The masculine version is dhalika.
Yeah.
Okay? So tilka daru, that house.
That house.
That house. But wait. Maybe the house has a description. Can you give me four properties of the word house?
House.
Rafa,
Rafa.
nasab, or jar?
Rafa is ad-dara.
Ad-daru.
Ad-dar, yeah.
So is it Rafa,
Yeah,
Maryam?
it's
You
Rafa.
do this one. Ad-daru is Rafa.
It's rafa.
Mm-hmm.
It's one
Good.
and it's feminine
Why?
because the Arab said so,
Good.
and it's proper
Why?
because it has al.
Good. Al-akhiratu. Does it match? Let's ask one at a time. Is it also Rafa?
Yes.
So that's a check. Is it also one?
Yes.
Yes. So that's a check. Is it also feminine?
Yes.
Yes.
No sign of masculine.
Oh, boy, there's a sign of feminine.
Yeah.
Tamarbuta.
Yeah.
Is it also proper?
Yes.
Yes.
That means this is a mawsuf, meaning this is a noun and this is an adjective,
Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Which means this word is describing
The house.
the house. This means final. That final house. That final house. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ustad,
Yeah.
Ad-Daru looks like it's light here, so can we consider it mudaf?
Alif lam, we don't ask the question light or heavy. That's why we don't ask. So it eliminates you being confused about mudaf, mudaf ilayh or whatever. It's light here, so it's alif lam here. So the only reason it doesn't have tanween is al hates tanween. So I preempted your question. Sorry. What was the question anyway? Joel?
The question was, can we consider it mudaf?
So I did psychically induce the question correctly. All
Oh,
right.
you got psychic powers now?
A little bit. Psycho powers, yeah.
Psycho.
Oh, yeah. هؤلاء شفعاؤنا. This will be the last one we do. هؤلاء شفعاؤنا.
هؤلاء.
And your homework is to finish the rest of these, by the way.
Okay.
Okay? So هؤلاء شفعاؤنا.
So هؤلاء is.
Shufa'a is a difficult word.
Mhm.
It's a difficult English word. Intercessors. I know you've never used the word intercessor in your life.
No, have not.
So that's why it's a difficult English word. Let me explain what intercessor means in simple English
Yes.
so that you know what that means.
Okay.
Okay? Let's say that you got called to the principal's office at school.
Astaghfirullah.
Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un.
Yeah.
And your teacher, when you got called, before the principal spoke to you, the teacher stopped and said to the principal, actually, Ahmed is a really good student. I think you should just let this one go. Right?
Mhm.
You're not speaking on your behalf. The teacher is speaking on your behalf.
Yeah.
But who's even above the teacher?
The principal.
The principal. So there's three people. There's you, there's the teacher, and there's the principal, right? The teacher is above you,
Mhm.
and the principal is above
Her.
her.
Or
You're
her.
in trouble with who?
The
The principal. And who came and spoke on your behalf? Someone above you,
Yeah.
but not someone above
Then.
them. That's that middle person that spoke on your behalf,
Mhm.
but they're not above the person they're talking to.
Yeah.
Right?
Mhm.
That person is called an intercessor.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Okay?
Mhm.
So if, for example, you got in trouble with your dad,
Astaghfirullah.
Right?
Whatever.
and your mom said, no, that's my baby. That's my, well, don't you go put it, I think go put it, don't be bad at him. Then she's being a what?
An intercessor.
She's being an intercessor. Right?
Yeah.
Or if you're in trouble with your mom,
Yeah.
and your dad says, no, he's my baby. Look at him. He's so cute. Don't go easy on him. Then he's being a what?
Intercessor.
Intercessor.
Yeah.
When somebody comes and tries to get you out of trouble
Mhm.
when you're about to get in trouble,
That's
and
an
they-
intercessor.
that's an intercessor. Got it?
Mhm.
And shufa'a, the Arabic word, shufa'u actually means intercessors. Okay?
Okay.
People who are going to speak on your behalf.
Yeah.
The whole idea is they worshipped Allah.
Mhm.
The people of Makkah, they worshipped Allah. But they also worshipped idols.
Mhm.
And when they were asked, why do you worship these idols? They're like, well, we know we disobey Allah a lot. Allah's like really mad at us probably because we're like super haram. So when we do get in trouble with Allah on Judgment Day and he starts to punish us, we make sure that we put a lot of chocolate milk and, apple pie in front of these idols
Mhm.
and we keep them happy and keep putting flowers and, candles in front of them and
Yeah.
stuff because these are people that Allah loves. These idols represent people that Allah loves
Mhm.
or angels that Allah loves. So when he's about to punish us, they will come in between and say, this one used to leave a Kit Kat in front of me every Saturday morning, and therefore he's good with me. Ya Allah, just go easy on him.
Intercede.
Intercede. Bam. They want to be what? Intercessors.
Yeah.
So they used to worship them instead of worshiping Allah or alongside worshiping Allah because they thought worshiping Allah is not good enough. Allah is going to punish us anyway. We need some extra help to get somebody in between who's going to put in a good word. You get it?
Mhm.
And so they used to worship, these idols. They don't worship stones and rocks. Those idols are a memoir of a person or an angel that they actually believe their spirit is going to stop God from punishing them. So they are their intercessors, right? Now it says shufa'a'u and then it says the word na.
Mm-hmm.
Na. Shufa'a'una. What does that mean altogether?
Okay, so ha'ula'i is they, right?
These.
Or these.
It's used for people, right?
Yeah. These.
These. Should I put are or is here?
These are
Good. These are.
intercessors.
Well, there's two words here, shufa'a'u and na. Na comes from page 18. Huwa huma hum, hiya huma hunna, anta antuma antum, anti antuma antunna, ana nahnu. Nahnu becomes na. That's na. What does nahnu mean? We. Whenever you have an ism and a pronoun together, that becomes a mudaf ilayh,
Yeah.
which means
These
intercessors of ours.
intercessors of ours.
Which is an easier way to, what's an easier way to say that? Our intercessors.
Our intercessors. Yeah.
These are our intercessors.
Yeah.
These are our intercessors. Islam came, kiddos,
Mm-hmm.
to get rid of intercessors. When we said La ilaha illallah, when the Prophet ﷺ said La ilaha illallah, when the Quran came and spoke about these intercessors all disappearing on Judgment Day,
Mm-hmm.
you know, what's the ayah in Surah Al-Ahqaf? قُلِ الَّذِينَ زَعَمْتُم مِّن دُونِ اللَّهِ. Let me open it up. Now it's coming half in my head, and I'm angry that I can't remember the whole thing, so I'm going to pull it open and remind myself and punch myself later for not remembering.
Oh, self-abuse is in the
No,
way.
no. قُلْ أَرَأَيْتُم مَّا تَدْعُونَ مِن دُونِ اللَّهِ أَرُونِي مَاذَا خَلَقُوا مِنَ الْأَرْضِ أَمْ لَهُمْ شِرْكٌ فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ ائْتُونِي بِكِتَابٍ مِّن قَبْلِ هَذَا أَوْ أَثَارَةٍ مِّنْ عِلْمٍ إِن كُنتُمْ صَادِقِينَ. Allah says, so tell them, what do you think? All this stuff that you call other than Allah. Why do you call them? Because you think they are what?
Intercessors.
Shufa'a, right? Intercessors. مَاذَا خَلَقُوا مِنَ الْأَرْضِ. What did they create of the earth? What did they create that you give them so much worship? أَمْ لَهُمْ شِرْكٌ فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ. Do they have a share in the skies? ائْتُونِي بِكِتَابٍ مِّن قَبْلِ هَذَا. Why don't you bring me a book before Quran, before this book, that you can show me that this is proof that these people have a share? أَوْ أَثَارَةٍ مِّنْ عِلْمٍ. Or can you give me even some old remnant of knowledge? Some ancient piece of paper that you found that has this knowledge? Can you give me anything in kuntum sadiqeen if you are in fact telling the truth? Quran came, Islam came to get rid of all what? Intercessors. They are, and the closest thing to an intercessor is our messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who on Judgment Day will actually tell Allah, this is my ummah, ya Allah, go easy on them, right? But even though he's our intercessor, we never what?
Worship him.
Never. And we never pray to him. We
send-
never pray to him.
We only send to the Allah.
The only way you can earn his intercession is not by asking him. That's a lot of people are confused about that. You don't get intercession of the Prophet ﷺ by asking, Ya Rasulullah, please intercede on my behalf on Judgment Day. It's not how it works. That's what people think how things work with Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus, you'll be my savior on Judgment Day.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they call him the savior,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
We don't do that with the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. You know what we do? Our intercession from the Prophet ﷺ only happens, the Prophet ﷺ speaks for us when we honor what he gave us.
The Quran.
Yes, like you know the teacher example?
Yeah.
The teachers, you got in trouble with the principal.
Yeah.
The teacher says, listen, he's on time every day. He pays attention in my class. He's never disrespectful. He does all his homework. He's always trying to answer questions. When he makes a mistake, he apologizes. He's constantly respectful. When other kids are talking to each other, he's the one behaving properly. So yes, he made a mistake, but I think, we should go easy on him because look at all the good things that he's done. In other words, the teacher doesn't just say, look at him, he's so cute, let him go. Or he told me before I came to the principal's office, he told me, could you please save me? And that's why I'm coming to say, no, the teacher is actually going to say, Ya Allah, or in our case, the Prophet ﷺ is going to look at my ummah. This is my ummah. They treated the Quran correctly. They tried to learn your book. They made mistakes, but they followed me. Ya Allah overlooked their mistakes. So he'll speak on our behalf because we have something to show, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what these people think? They can mess up and it doesn't matter because the shafi', the intercessor, will come and say, don't worry about it. They're with me. Ya Allah, it's okay. Give them a pass. Let them pass anyway because we got connection. We got a hookup on the side, right? They're gonna hook us up. They're gonna get us free tickets to Jannah on the side. Yo, you don't know, man. I got a Shafi'iyah.
He got it, bro. He got the real good stuff.
Yeah, but he does it, right?
Mhm.
So that's the idea of ha'ula'i shufa'a'una. Okay, now it's 11:25. I want to give you another 5-minute break because I want your minds refreshed after this pointer business, and do the last lesson of Ism, and we'll wrap Ism up because tomorrow is day 9 and then day 10. All we're gonna do is fi'l. There were 3 lessons that I wanted to teach you guys. Actually, 4. There were 4 lessons that I wanted to teach you guys, but by the end of these 10 days, I'm only going to teach you 2 of them because I don't want to push stuff too much things together. Okay, but I'm completely okay with that because you're coming back after 4 days and have plenty of time to beat you up.
Yeah.
And today I had this crazy idea that I'll tell the world, meaning you. I've decided that when we're done with our Arabic study, then I'm going to kidnap you further,
Yes.
inshallah. And we're going to read the whole Quran together. We'll read the whole Quran and you guys will translate and you guys will ask me where you're confused. And instead of me giving a lecture on the Quran, which I do anyway, right? But I want to see how well you guys can read the Quran and where you get stuck and what kind of questions you have. And we'll talk through the entire Quran, however long it takes. We'll do little by little every day. But that's after we're done with our Arabic studies. And then when you get stuck, we'll open up a tafsir and see what the answer we found is. So we'll journey through the Quran together.
Okay.
Inshallah. Okay.
Seems fun.
Yeah, I think it's going to be pretty epic. And I think, people keep asking me, what's kids' Islamic studies curriculum? How do we teach our kids Quran? How do I, and I don't have a one-size-fits-all answer for everybody. But one of the opportunities we have here is not just learning as adults, but I think this can be used as a precedent for families to learn together, right? So you can learn alongside your kids. And then inshallah, when we get into the Quran study, then your kids can sit along these kids and we can journey through Allah's book together and we can have a long-term plan. It doesn't have to be a 1-month course or a 5-month course I want to be able to invest into our education going into the future, inshallah ta'ala, right? And if this archive is there and this kind of a method is there, then inshallah it'll benefit you. Maybe you'll take tips from that and you'll do your own classes with your own kids, or you as a teacher will start your own thing. And that's kind of, I want to leave this kind of thing behind as a legacy that inshallah is sadaqah jariyah for these kids and their family and all of you and your families too. So that's the plan. Take a 5-minute break and inshallah we'll wrap up our study of the Ism. Mind-blowing stuff coming.
This system is truly mind-blowing.
Samin, that is something that you could write, but that's not normal. There would be a specific reason for writing it like that. And if you don't have that reason, then you don't have any reason to use هذه instead of هؤلاء. Bilal H, why are we saying that ad-dunya is not rafa' or nasab? Because what we need in that situation is we need a jar. And if it can be jar and we need a jar, then we say it's jar. Otherwise, there wouldn't be it wouldn't make sense if it was anything else. It wouldn't make sense as rafa' and it wouldn't make sense as nasab. And maybe that's something that you can't exactly fully understand right now. So it might be easier to just go along with it. And then once you have a more complete understanding, we can come back to something like that, inshallah. The non-flexible ya and the feminine ya. the ones without the dots under them, they are the same thing. Yes. Basil Khan, can't dunya be like muslima, dual? If it was muslima, that would mean that it's light. And if it was light, then we would need to know the reason it's light. And none of the reasons for light apply here. It's not being called, it's not partly flexible, and it's not mudaf. And we know it's not mudaf because there's no mudaf ilay. If it was mudaf, we would need to find the mudaf ilay, but there is none. So it can't be light dual. Also, if you look up the meaning of the word, it wouldn't make sense for it to be light. It wouldn't make sense for it to be dual in this case. So a lot of you are asking about the nation example. Now let me open it up on my end. Okay, for number 3, هؤلاء القوم, the reason we translate this as this nation, even though we have هؤلاء, which means these, is because remember, al-qawm is only plural because the Arabs said so. Al-qawm, it's a singular word. Al-qawm is a singular word, but we're treating it as plural grammatically because the Arabs said so. Just like how sometimes we have a plural word and we treat it as singular, right? This is the opposite. This is a singular word and we're treating it as plural. So in Arabic grammar, we use haula'i, which means these. But when we translate it into English, it doesn't make sense to say these nation. These nation doesn't make sense. And again, qawm is singular. So we can't say these nations because now nations is plural and we've changed it. There is a plural for qawm. It would be aqwam. But that's not what we have here. We have qawm, singular. So for it to make sense in English, we say this nation instead of these nations. Muhammad Munawwar, when I say because the Arab said so, that means that there are certain things that they are the way that they are just because that's how they are. So there are certain words that are feminine, not because they have a certain sign, but it's just because that's how they're treated, right? Sabil is feminine just because it's feminine. Qawm is plural, it's treated plural just because it's treated plural. There's no other reason for it, so it's just because the Arabs said so. Irfan, shufa'a'u is not a combo because if it was a combo, there would be another waw after it. Remember the combo, it would be a dhamma, the u sound, and then a waw, and then a noon with fatha. But so we have two things here that are telling us it's not a combo. One, we don't have that waw after the u sound. And second, the noon has an alif after it, but in the combo, there is no alif on the noon. So it's not una. The combination is not una, it's una. I would write it down and type it up for you, but I don't have any control of the screen. So I hope just the sounds are clear. The ending combination is not una, it's una, una. And that does not rhyme here. Zuhaib, we already talked about why it's jar here, because, well, I mean, the real reason is a little bit more complicated, and you won't fully understand it right now. But jar is the only one that makes sense, and it can be jar, so we give it jar here. Salik, a camel of Allah. In this case, because we're talking about a specific camel, the camel that's talked about is a specific camel, right? It's not common, it's proper. So that's why we say the camel of Allah. Also, remember, the mudaf takes its type from the mudaf ilay, and the word Allah, which is mudaf ilay, is proper. That's another reason why camel is proper here. That's another reason why we use the instead of a. The ism that's being pointed at does not have to be rafa'. No.
Okay. I can continue, Jawad?
Yes.
All right. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salamu ala Rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Mudaf and
Mudaf ilay.
Mudaf ilay. That's number one. You already know that
Yeah.
one. And then you also know the one that plus how you make Mudaf ilay with pronouns.
So one quick
When
thing.
pronouns are attached, they become Mudaf.
You said the homework was to complete the rest of that sheet, right? So most people don't know any of the meanings for those words. So what exactly should they do for the assignment?
All I want to know is, would you put an is there or not? And where would you put the is? That's all. You don't need to translate anything. Translation is when I help you. So all I want to know is, do you understand when the is goes there, when the is doesn't go there? That's all. That's the only homework. It's pretty simple.
Yeah, I know where the is goes.
Yeah. So if there's an is, write a tiny little is, and if not, then leave it.
Oh, that's all you
That's
want us
it.
to do?
That's all I want you to do. Okay. That's for homework now, right now. Okay. So harf of jar, harf of nasab, mawsuf, which is a noun,
Yeah.
and sifa, which is an adjective.
We need to like learn the Arabic term.
That's okay. It'll come in the next round,
Okay.
inshallah. And then finally, it's the pointer plus al.
Yeah.
Okay, we call it ismul ishara and mushar ilayh, but we don't need the terms right now. All I need from you is right now pointer and al. The notes have it, the transcripts have it, but right now I want to focus on the concept. So what is a fragment? A fragment means it doesn't have an is.
Yeah.
Mudaf of mudaf ilayh. So it doesn't have an is.
Yeah.
Harf of jar and its victim doesn't have an is in between.
Yeah.
Harf of nasab and its ism doesn't have an is in between. Now an adjective is like wise book. There's no is in between. And then pointer, like this house, when you have an al, that's also a fragment.
Yeah.
These are the 5 fragments. Okay? These are the 5 fragments.
Yeah.
Now we're going to learn something about sentences. Okay? Basic sentences.
Yeah.
There are 2 kinds of sentences in Arabic. There's ism sentences and there's fi'l sentences. We haven't studied fi'l.
Yeah.
So the only sentences I'm talking about right now are which kind? Ism sentences, right? How many fragments are there?
5.
Good. Watch this. So in ism sentences, all I'm looking for is find the invisible is.
That's all.
That's all. So in a sentence like, this is a student, or the masjid is near here. You hear the is? Or I am teaching. The am is kind of like I am, is, are. That's what you're looking for, right? How do you find it? Because in Arabic, the word is doesn't exist. The word is invisible. So we have to find it as students.
Yeah.
Okay? Let's start with Allahu Akbar. Because you hear that all the time, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, how many fragments did you learn?
5.
5. You have to see if these 2 words are any of the 5. So we have to go through the list.
Mhm.
It can't be mudaf and mudaf ilayh because the word Allah is never a mudaf.
Mudaf, yeah.
So that one is gone,
Mhm.
right?
Yes.
One's out. It's not a harf of jar because there's no harf of jar here.
Yeah.
It's not a harf of nasab because there's no harf of nasab here.
Yeah.
It's not a pointer with al because there's no hada or hadihi or dhalika or tilka here.
Yeah.
The only possibility maybe is noun adjective.
Yeah.
But the only way for me to tell noun adjective is if I check how many properties match?
5.
Mm-mm.
Four.
Four properties. Well, let's see. The word Allah is rafa.
Yes.
Akbaru is rafa.
Yes.
That's one.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The word Allah is one.
Yes.
Akbaru is one.
Yes.
That's two properties.
Yeah.
The word Allah is masculine.
Mhm.
Akbaru is masculine. That's three properties. But the word Allah is proper.
Yeah.
So then the next would have to be proper too.
But is it?
Yeah.
Is
No.
Akbar proper?
No.
Does it have al on it?
Mm-mm.
No.
So it's not proper.
Yeah.
So it didn't match. Three things matched, but the fourth one didn't match.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm saying is it's not even this one.
So Allahu Akbar isn't in 5 fragments.
It's none of these five. When it's none of these five, then there is an is in between them.
Allah is.
When none of the five are there, what's always there?
It
Is.
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 Allah is greater. Allah is great. The is came because none of the other five things were there.
Oh, okay.
Now watch this. Alhamdu lillahi. Remember we did lillahi rabbil alameen ar-Rahman ar-Rahim Maliki
Yeah.
yawmiddin, and I skipped alhamdu?
Mhm.
This is why I skipped alhamdu. Okay. There are three words on the screen right now.
Yeah.
There's alhamdu, that's one word.
Mhm.
Li is the second word.
Yeah.
The word Allahi is the third word.
Third.
Okay. My question is alhamdu a mudaf?
A mudaf has to have no L. So it's not a mudaf.
So it can't be mudaf ilayh.
Yeah.
That's gone. Well, number one is crossed off.
Yeah.
The second possibility is this a harf of jar?
No.
No, there's a harf of jar after it, the li,
Yeah.
but a harf of jar doesn't work after, the harf of jar works before.
Yeah. Can't jar.
So there's no harf of jar situation here. Is there a harf of nasab situation here? No.
No.
Is there a noun adjective situation? Noun adjective means four properties match. This word is rafa, this word is jar. Do they match?
No.
No. Is there a pointer thing here? No,
No.
there's no hada hadi. It's none of the five.
Yeah.
Now look at lillahi.
Mm-hmm.
Is it one of the five? Is it? Well, it's not mudaf ilayh because it starts with li,
Mm-hmm.
and li is a harf.
Mhm.
A harf can never be a mudaf.
Yeah.
So it's not number one. Is it a harf of jar? Li, ba, ta, kaf.
Lam.
Wow.
Wow.
Is lam,
Yeah.
Harf of
So
jar?
harf of jar.
and that's why the word Allah became jar.
Yes.
So it is one of the five.
Mm.
What I'm saying is, if there are three words, alhamdu, li, and Allahi, like that,
Mhm.
right? I'm breaking them up.
Yeah.
Then these two words are connected to each other. I found that they are a fragment.
Yes.
But this word is disconnected.
Mm-hmm.
Wherever you find a disconnect, that's where the is.
Yeah.
So alhamdu is for Allah. Praise and gratitude is for Allah. You just figured out a sentence.
Oh, okay.
Okay? So let's look at this one. This is another example. Fi qulubihim maradun. This is going to require your full attention.
Okay.
Fi is a harf of what?
Jar.
Good. And qulubi is jar because of it.
Yeah.
Because that's what it's supposed to do. And how do I know it's jar? It's got the e at the end.
Yeah.
Qulubi has an attached pronoun with it, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Whenever you have an ism and an attached pronoun, that's always mudaf and mudaf ilayh. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you something. How do you know qulubi is an ism? You know qulubi is an ism because it got beat up by a harf of
Jar.
jar. A harf of jar can only beat up an ism.
Yeah.
So qulubi is an ism
Mm-hmm.
and the him is the mudaf ilayh.
Yeah.
So qulubihim becomes mudaf and
Mudaf
mudaf ilayh, which means fi is connected to qulubi and qulubi is connected to him.
So
Everything's
that,
connected.
So that would be jar majrur. What's it?
Well, the fi qulubi would be the jar majroor
Yeah.
and the qulubihim would be the mudaf ilayh,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Now look at the word maradun. And I'm trying to see if maradun is connected to anything that came before it.
Okay.
Is it part of the jar majroor?
No.
It's not, because maradun is rafa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it a mudaf ilay?
No.
No, because it's rafa.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's not an adjective. It's not it's nothing. There's no connection. So you know what? Even if I don't know what it means yet, I know that fi qulubihim is maradun. There's an is in between.
Yeah.
Fi means in. Qulub means hearts. Him, remember the pronoun hum? What does hum mean?
Hum is
Hum is they.
they.
Huwa is he.
Yeah.
Huma.
They.
Review that. Huwa is he. Huma.
They. No. The. Oh.
Huwa.
Huwa.
Huma. Hum. Remember?
Yeah.
First one's always one. Second one's always two.
Two.
Third one's always three.
Three.
So huwa, he.
He.
Huma,
Them.
Them. No.
both of them.
Both
both
of
of
them.
them.
Yeah.
Let's start over. Huwa,
He.
He.
huma,
Both of them.
hum,
They.
they. The attached version means they also, right?
Yeah.
In their hearts. In the hearts of theirs. In their hearts is marad. Do you know what marad means?
No.
Disease
Oh, okay.
or sickness.
Mm.
In their hearts is a
Sickness.
sickness. In their hearts is a sickness.
Yes.
How do you find the is? When nothing is connected anymore,
Yeah.
the is happens.
Yes.
Okay? The is occurs. And that's how you get a whole sentence. Okay? Let's try some tough examples. And then this is a concept I just want to introduce you to. We're not going to dwell too much on it. But let's do, okay, let's do al-haqqu min rabbikum. Let me zoom in on this. Al-haqqu min rabbikum. Okay? Al-haqqu.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Is it connected to the min? Does min connect backwards or forwards?
Backwards. Right?
So is this a harf of jar and its victim or no?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, min is.
Ba ta kaf lam waw min. What does min do? It makes the word before it jar or the word after it jar?
After it.
So it can't work backwards.
Oh yeah.
So there's no connection.
So it can
Now-
only make rabbikum jar.
Well, let's see. Min makes the next word jar. Did it?
Yes.
Yeah.
It did.
Yeah.
And Rabbi is connected to the word kum. Kum is the attached version of. I know you guys are having a slow day today. You look tired. That's okay. I'll fight through it.
Okay.
Kum
Come is. It's an attached version
of.
of.
No, not batakao.
Oh, I know.
Anta.
Anta, antuma, antunna. No, wait. Antum,
Tum. Is it tum?
Say the whole all the pronouns.
antum,
Hua.
huwa, hum.
Maryam only.
Huwa, huma, hum. Hiya, huma, hunna. Anta, antuma, antunna.
Mm-mm.
Anta, antuma, antum. Anti, antuma, antunna.
Good, good, good,
Ana, nahnu.
good. And the attached version of anta is
Anta, ka.
antuma,
Kuma.
antum.
Kum.
Good.
Antum,
Kum.
yeah. Kum.
Antum means all of you.
All of it, yeah.
So the master of
You.
all of you.
All of it.
Min means from. From your master. From your master. What I'm trying to tell you is min affected Rabbi.
Mhm.
Rabbi affected
Kum.
kum. This was harf of jar. This is jar majroor. This was mudaf mudaf ilayh.
Mhm.
But al-haqqu affected nothing.
Yeah.
There was no connection.
Mhm.
When there's no connection, what's there?
It's
Yep.
Is.
Al-haq means truth. Truth, the truth
Is.
is from your master.
The truth is from your master.
The truth is from your master. Okay?
Mhm.
That's how sentences start
Ver-
fusing together. Okay? I'll show you one last secret, and that's it. That's all I need from you right now. What does huwa mean?
Huwa,
Huwa,
he.
he.
What does huma mean?
Both of them.
Good. What does hum mean?
They.
They.
Hiya,
She.
She.
huma,
Both of.
Both,
Both of them.
both of them.
them.
Hunna,
Them ladies.
good.
Antum.
Anta,
Anta.
Yushi.
Yushi.
yuhi.
You. Oh, you.
You.
He.
Oh, okay. I think they know.
Antuma,
Antum. Both of them.
No,
both of.
Both of.
Them, right? Both of. Yushi.
Both of you.
What?
Oh, both of you.
Why'd you say Yushi?
Antum. Friday fever. Antum. All of you.
All of you.
Anti, finally Yushi.
Yeah,
Yushi.
Yushi.
Antuma Yutushi.
You too, she.
Antunna.
Y'all ladies.
Y'all ladies.
Y'all ladies.
Ana.
Nah, Anna.
I.
Nahnu.
We.
Okay. Listen carefully. Huwa no longer means he. It means he is.
Mhm.
Huma means both of them are. Hum means they are. Hiya means she
She is.
Huma, both of them are. Hunna, those ladies are. Anta, you are. Antuma, both of you are. Antum, y'all are. Anti, you, she is. You, she are. I don't know. Antuma, both of you two, she are. Antunna, you women are. Ana, I am. And nahnu, we are.
We.
In other words, when you see an original pronoun,
Mhm.
it's already part of a sentence.
Okay.
It's already starting off a sentence. Now you don't just know how to recognize 5 fragments, you know a little bit about recognizing sentences. Okay?
So
Just
these will only appear in like the beginning of a sentence?
yep,
Okay.
yep. And when you see them, you should think they're the start of a sentence.
Okay.
Okay? Qul huwa Allahu ahad. Huwa Allahu. What, how do I translate he? Huwa, sorry.
He.
No,
Huwa. Huma. Hum.
not
is.
just he. Thank you.
He. Oh yeah.
Translate this ayah.
He is Allah.
He is Allah.
Yes, Allah.
Musa alayhi salam went to up the mountain and Allah spoke to him and he said to him,
Ana.
Ana.
We. Or
Ana.
Ana. That's we.
That's
No.
nahnu.
Oh. I.
I Allah.
Allah said to him, An Allah. What does that mean?
I Allah.
I Allah. That doesn't make sense.
So what makes sense?
I am Allah.
That's it. I am Allah.
Mm. Huwa Rabbus Samawati.
Yeah.
Okay, so Huwa is he.
He is.
Good.
He is.
Good.
Yeah.
He is.
He,
Rabbu.
he is
What do you think is the relationship between Rabbu and Samawati? You know 5 fragments is one of them.
Samawati. It is a harf of jar.
Bata, Kaf, Lam, Waw, Rabbu.
No.
No.
Oh wait, no. I thought you were talking about the
Noun and adjective, maybe. But
Well,
Huwa Rabb.
you shouldn't go to noun adjective first. You shouldn't
Oh,
go to
you should,
harf. You should go to what first?
mudaf and mudaf ilayh.
Check that first. Go ahead.
Rabbu
Rabbu doesn't have
and it's light. So that gives us suspicion. As-samawati.
It's jar.
Jar.
The combination. Ati.
Oh.
Atun, atin, atin.
Oh, yeah.
Could be jar, therefore is.
Jar.
Jar. Yeah.
Skies. Samawati means skies. What does the whole thing mean? Huwa Rabbu Samawati.
He is
Mhm.
the master
Of the skies.
of the skies. That's
He is the master of the skies. Allah.
that deserves a high five.
That does a high five. Inna shani'aka.
Who al-abtar.
Abtar means the most cut off.
He is the most cut off.
He is the most cut off. Inna shani'aka, your enemy,
Is the most.
he's the most cut off. Huwa al-abtaru. The Prophet was told. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
So why didn't I have a question? Like it's not related to this, but why didn't Allah just give the Quran like down to Adam before like everything? So
We
like,
weren't ready.
we weren't ready.
You know, biologists talk about evolution.
Mm-hmm.
In Islam, we learn something about spiritual evolution.
Oh.
Human beings weren't evolved enough, smart enough, deep enough to understand certain things. They had to wait
Mm.
for the final message for them to be finally ready for the final message.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, human beings used to have like basic societies, and we got more advanced and more
Yeah.
advanced and more advanced. You could think of it similarly. We got advanced enough as a humanity
Mhm.
that Allah wanted to give a message that even the most advanced societies will benefit from.
Oh, okay.
Right? So he gave more basic teachings to earlier societies, simpler teachings to earlier
Yeah.
societies, but he gave the most complete guidance to the final prophet ﷺ, when humanity was ready.
Oh,
It's
okay.
almost like I'm teaching you right now,
Mhm.
but I can't teach you what's in one of these books right now because you're not ready,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
So we had to get to a certain point as humanity
Mhm.
before Allah would give us the last gift of
Okay.
revelation, which is the Quran.
Okay.
Really wonderful question, Ahmed. You're very thoughtful for asking that question. Okay, Jawad, I'll take a couple of quick questions. Keep it simple. Don't overcomplicate it. Keep it limited to what I'm teaching. And inshallah, other things. Actually, before I end the session early today, because it's Friday, it's okay. I do want to tell you just some things about just advice as students to all of you. The material that you're receiving has more content and more subject matter than what I'm teaching in the class. So I make a decision on what things to compromise and not teach you at this time. The reason I'm doing that is because unlike teaching in a class setting where it's predominantly adults, I recognize that now I'm teaching adults and children. Also, I recognize that the online format, I cannot expect the kind of attention span that I can, expect in a larger audience. In fact, this is even a teaching adjustment for me because I'm used to walking around when I teach. I don't stand in one place and I teach. You've seen me teach before, right?
Yeah.
So this is different for me also. Because of all of that, I am calculating how to hold some things back and then push them to a later time and then how to teach them. And because my goal at the end of the day is not just to finish a lecture or to get all this content out. No. My goal is I don't believe in what I'm teaching until I see that my students own the material. Like they can communicate what I said to them on their own. They get so good at it. Now, right now, these 10 days are not about you owning the class. Right now, you're becoming familiar with it. So I say half the sentence, you try and complete it. I give you a cue, you pick it up from that cue. You forget, I remind, and you say, oh yeah. You're in that stage right now. You're in the oh yeah stage. And that's a good stage to be in because oh yeah is a long ways from where you used to be, where you were what? So we moved on from what to oh yeah.
Yeah.
Right? So we're in a good place. Now the next stage is going to be there's not going to be any clues from me when you get to the next stage.
Yeah.
I won't give you any clues. Nope, figure it out. Nope, I'm not teaching until you figure this out. Talk it over with each other. Make dua, go on, find the spiritual answer somewhere. I don't know, but I won't help you. Right? I want to get you to that point with the basics. These are the basics and build on top of them. So the next, we're almost at the conclusion of our intensive, and I'll give you guys instructions tomorrow and the day after on how to sign up for the intensive and how that's going to work. But the next intensive is going to be this material over again, but in a very different way. It's going to be, I'll teach you all this stuff and you're like, oh yeah, I remember that. Oh, that's how that works. But way more practice and way more work on you. You're going to have to do a lot more heavy lifting. You're going to have to do all the exercises, all the questions, because I need to make sure you get everything. You get, these pages that you printed, you destroyed them. Like you wrecked these pages. There was nothing left in there that you didn't do. That's going to be our next goal. This time around was I'm familiar enough with it. Next time around, I'm going to war with this. I'm really going to own it. And then we move on to new material, right? Because to me, this foundation is absolutely like priceless. If I personally didn't have this foundation, I don't think I could have progressed in Arabic, right? So we're almost done with the foundation work. There's only 2 more days of foundation work left. And yes, some things I have not gone into deeply. Some things I have gone into more deeply. That depends on where I think we're going to be in the next, month or 2 months. Now, this is 8 days in. Just look at what we've done in the last 8 days. Look at what you've done in the last 8 days, despite your struggles. Look at your notes. Look at your walls. Look at what you're reciting. Now imagine what's going to happen after 100 days. What's going to happen after 200 days? What's going to happen after 300 days? Where will we be? What are you going to be doing? You just put a little bit of time in, and what you think, oh man, I would have to spend, a few years learning this stuff before I even begin to grasp it, or I have to quit my job, sell my house, find a tree in some Arabian desert and sit underneath it and, feed a camel. Then I'll learn Arabic. No, you don't have to. You can chill. It's okay. Just stay home, but put the work in. Put the work in and you will get very, very far. I'll make sure of it. And, these kids, sometimes they'll be on it. Sometimes they'll be behind. Sometimes they'll be slow. Sometimes you won't get the answer. That's okay. Be frustrated, but that's okay. That comes with the package, comes with the program. But we're moving forward together as a group, inshallah. and we're moving forward, I will gauge it based on your progress. And this time around, there are no, not really exams, but next time around, there are exams. Self-take exams, quizzes, drills, grading, all of that's coming. Right now, it's just you're putting in the work, and you can ask your questions. But that's around the corner, inshallah ta'ala, okay? I'll take some questions, and we'll call it a day.
Ustadh, can you go over just like a full example of the is concept with like a good explanation? I feel like some people aren't getting the is yet.
Okay.
And we need the screen.
Sure. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So there are 5 fragments. Let's list them first so you can understand what I'm getting at. There's mudaf, I'll make it short. Mudaf and mudaf ilayh, right?
Yeah.
There's harf of jar. There's harf of nasab. There is noun adjective, mawsuf sifa, where the 4 properties match, right? And then there is pointer with al. Then you get rid of the is, right? Now, what I'm saying is, by process of elimination, let's just focus on alhamdulillah.
Yeah.
Because if you get this example, then other examples will be easier. There are 3 words here: alhamdu, li, and allahi. There are 3 words, okay? The idea that I'm teaching you is, I don't know if there's an is here or not. I don't know yet. Let me go through the exercise. The exercise is, if all the words are connected to each other. And how do words connect to each other? These are the 5 ways words connect to each other. A mudaf connects to a mudaf ilayh. A harf of jar connects to the majroor. A harf of nasab connects to the ism of that harf of nasab. A mawsuf connects to the sifa. A pointer connects to the al word. Those are the 5 connections. I have to find one of those 5 connections between all the words. If I find that 2 words are together next to each other, but they don't have that connection, that must mean there's an is over there. So the thing is, I go through this, right? Alhamdulillah, alhamdu cannot be a mudaf because it has an al in the beginning. So this one's gone. Alhamdu is rafa, and there's no harf of jar or harf of nasab involved. So these are gone. Alhamdu has no pointer situation, so the pointer in al is gone. Alhamdu, if for it to be mawsuf sifa, means noun and adjective, there have to be 2 isms at least that have the same 4 properties. There's nothing that has the same properties as alhamdu in this ayah. Nothing. So it's not even mawsuf sifa. There's nothing connecting it to what's coming next. But lillahi, li and allahi, li is actually a harf of jar. And it is connected to the word allahi because it's a jar and a majroor. Every one of those is the name of a connection. Mudaf and mudaf ilayh is a connection. Jar majroor is a connection. Inna and ismu inna is a connection. Mawsuf and sifa is a connection. Ismul ishara and musharun ilayh, meaning pointer and al, are a connection. But so these 2 do have a connection. Which one? Harf of jar. They have the jar majroor connection. But there is no connection between these 2 where I drew the gray box. There's no connection there. That's where you place the is. Alhamdu is for Allah. Praise and gratitude is to Allah or for Allah. That's where the is comes from. Now questions.
Do you think we could do, since we finished isms, do you think we could do an ism recap?
We can. You want to do an oral recap or on the screen? I can do an oral recap. Okay, I'll do it on the screen. This won't be detailed, but it'll be comprehensive.
We learned so much in this. This one was the most complicated, right?
Yep. The complication's done. Alhamdulillah.
What do you keep doing that?
Their hair is shiny.
Your hair shiny?
Yeah, his hair is shiny.
That's why she keeps doing that?
It's soft too.
It is. Wow. I'm going to tell the construction people to put carpet like this in the masjid. This is really nice. Okay. Anyway. An ism, well, you already know ism fi'il harf. We're not going back there. Ism has status,
number,
number,
gender,
gender,
and type.
and type. There are, and each one of them has some learning underneath it, right? So for status, there were 4 items:
Yes.
forms, how to tell, light versus heavy, and flexibility. Those are the 4 things we studied.
Yeah.
Okay. For number, we studied singular, pair,
Pair,
masculine plural, feminine plural, plural because the Arab said so, and broken plurals, which are both human or
non-human.
non-human. Okay, that's number. Okay. In gender, we studied fake feminine, which could be this guy, this marbuta, alif maqsura, alif mamduda. We don't need to know those names. Page 12. Then body parts and pairs. And then missing something.
Biologically.
No, but we're only doing fake feminine. We're not even doing broken plurals. That's what I was missing. Broken plurals. That's our gender study. And then type is proper only. We don't study common.
Yeah.
And those were al, names. Then it was pronouns, pointers, and we did pronouns on page 18. We did pointers on page 30 today, right? And they're always proper. The one being called, like Ya Rahmanu, Ya Rahimu, Ya Allah, etc. Right? The one being called. Then Mosul, which I didn't teach you. And we also learned that the mudaf is
the Mosul
alladhi, alladhina, like those kinds of words.
Oh, yeah.
Not Mosuf.
Oh, yeah, because I was thinking of non.
Yeah, it's something else. It's Mosul. So mudaf is proper if mudaf ilayh is proper. Right? That's the shortcut of type.
Yeah.
And that last one you did do. Remember how we said you cannot tell if the mudaf is proper or common? You have to ask the mudaf ilayh?
Yeah.
That's all it's saying.
Oh,
okay. So that's the type. And then there is 5 fragments. We moved on from the 4 properties and we did 5 fragments.
Yeah.
The first fragment was mudaf and mudaf ilayh. And along with mudaf and mudaf ilayh, we studied pronouns on page 18.
Yeah.
Right? And those were the attached pronouns and when are they rafa, when are they nasab, etc. Okay. Then we studied harf of jar. Page 27. We did harf of nasab. What are the harf of nasab? Inna what?
Inna, anna, ka'anna, bi'anna, lakinna, la'alla,
Layta. Okay, fine. That's not a religious order, but I'll take it.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'll memorize it.
Okay. Okay. And then the 4th one was mosuf,
Yes.
which is the noun
Noun and adjective.
plus sifa,
Yeah.
which is an adjective.
Yeah.
And then finally, there's the pointer, which is hada, hadihi. We did that today, plus al.
Yeah.
Those were our 5 fragments.
Yes.
Okay. And then finally, there's the sentence. And what we learned about the sentence today is number 1, a break in the chain.
Yes.
Meaning these are all chains.
Yeah.
Mudaf is connected to a mudaf ilayh. They're chained. A harf of jar is connected to its victim. Harf of nasab is chained. Chain. Wherever you break the chain, you get yourself a sentence.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yes.
And number 2 here was independent pronouns.
Oh, yeah.
What are the independent pronouns?
Independent pronouns are
Huwa, huma, hum. Right?
Yeah, huma, hunna,
Are
anta.
all start of a sentence.
Yeah.
Like huwa means not he, but he is.
Yeah.
It's starting a sentence.
Huwa, huma, hum.
Okay. That's all we did so far. That's our recap.
That's all we did. That's so much in 8 days.
That's a lot of stuff.
Mhm.
Woo-hoo.
Yeah.
Very proud of you guys. This is a college semester worth of work.
Really?
Yeah, totally. I've taught college semesters. I know.
You have?
Mm-hmm.
Wait. Oh yeah, I forgot you were a teacher.
I used to teach Arabic in a college.
Yeah. What college is that?
It was Nassau Community College in Long Island.
Oh, Long Island.
Yeah.
Didn't you say Long Island?
Long Island.
Long
Long Island.
Long
That's how you say it.
Okay.
That's how the natives say it.
You said New Jersey could have Long Island because, like, isn't it? It's not basically a part of New York.
Did I ever say that?
Yeah, you did.
Woo. Anyway, Jawad, other questions? Jawad, nothing?
I'm trying to find some that are relevant because
Oh.
some of them are all over the place.
I didn't mention special mudaf, yes, because I don't think you're special enough yet.
Will pronouns always be the start of a sentence?
Explain, be explained.
That-
That makes sense.
For now, yes.
Please explain pointer plus al.
Make the screen small, okay? Is that good enough for you? Okay. I have way too much fun with it. Okay. Okay, I made the screen small. Okay, here. Goodness.
Goodness gracious.
There you go. Now you can take a picture, right? Go ahead, take a picture. Add it to your library. You know, this is a part of me that I keep contained during lectures. But when you're in teacher mode, you can't help it. You just got,
You just gotta give it out.
oh my God, this is going to be bad. Like, we need more. Please, Ustad, explain Surah Al-Baqarah. Are you serious? No. No, you mean Dhalik al-Kitab. I will explain it. I know. I'll explain it. Not right now. You have enough headaches right now? Give me more headaches? It's coming. How do you say be patient in
Sabirko.
Farsi? Now in Sabarko.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Like, be patient.
Yes. Can the sifa ever be a mudaf? All caps? Question? Yeah. Answer.
Question.
Okay. Yeah. Anything else, Joanne?
Yeah. Can you explain pointer plus al? I'm getting that a lot.
Pointer plus al? Yeah. Here's pointer plus al.
Bring you back to class.
هذا المسجد. Pointer plus al means a pointer word from page 30. هذا هذه هؤلاء, those words,
Yeah.
right? And by the way, we lost Mariam. She's watching your comments right now. We lost her. She's gone. So I'm even okay with that at this point. It's okay. It's Friday fever. Anyway, when you have a pointer from page 30 followed by any word that has al on it,
Yeah.
then you cannot put is in between them. So the translation of hadal masjid would be this masjid, which means it is a fragment. Because to be a sentence, you have to have is. That's why I listed it as a fragment. Number 5, pointer. Let me point to the pointer. Plus al.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I meant.
This masjid.
Yep. What else?
Why can the word Allah never be mudaf?
Because I said so.
Bam.
Okay, because it's a name. Names can't be mudaf unless you're like from aristocratic ancient England or something like 17th, 16th century England. Robert of Wiltshire. No, you don't say name of. You say of name. The house of Allah. You don't say Allah of anything. Doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Also because I said so.
I think we can end on just mentioning the help email and the email where they can send stuff.
You don't have a. Do you want to give your email address?
And then
There's the one.
They're working on the help email right now. They haven't given me that yet.
The one for like account support and stuff.
Okay, account support, contact@bayyinah.com. Well, no, I'm gonna end with a story. I need you guys to know things.
Oh yeah, that's what we used to do. Remember that?
Mhm.
Yeah, we used to end with
Yep.
the story, guys.
I need to end it with a story. You guys, those of you that some of you are serious students, so you can log off now. Okay, so contact@bayyinah.com if you're having issues. Don't send them like my cousin hates me and what do I do in Islam to no, not those, but like I can't log in or whatever. That's contact@bayyinahTV.com. Arabic homework stuff, I'll make an email address and have that ready for you by tomorrow. So here's the story. The thing that I'm like really craving to do that I'm not getting to do is torture students. I mean, I want to torture you, but I'm not getting enough opportunity yet. And there was this one student, I remember when I used to teach the full-time program. This is one student, his name is Adhan, right? And I hope he's watching because I wanted to embarrass you, Adhan. So Adhan, super nice kid. Like he was so nice, so respectful. He's like manners walking around. Like if you look at the meaning of manners in a dictionary, you see Adhan, right? He was so mellow and kind and gentle. And he was super tall and a little bit skinny, right? And he's just very, Ustadh, is everything okay? Ustadh? Like even when we play basketball and he wants me to pass the ball to him, he wouldn't say just Ustadh or right here. He'd say, Ustadh Nouman Ali Khan. Like he'd say my whole name, right? He was just that respectful. Anyway, so I really was trying to find a way to torture him because that's my job as a teacher, is to find ways to. So we had an exam. He got 100 on the exam, right? But I haven't given the scores out yet. So he doesn't know what he got. And it was a break. So in the break, the students were hanging out, playing pool or whatever. It was the lounge area. So I walk over, I come out of my office. I find Adhan. I say, Adhan, and all the other students are playing. I say, Adhan, can I speak to you in my office for a minute? And I was like, is everything okay, Ustadh? I was like, let's just talk inside. Super serious face. Let's just talk inside. And I just go and I hold the door open for him. Right now, please. Yeah. And all the guys that were just playing around, the oxygen left the room. They're all like, like it reached the throats right here, right? And so he comes in. And Adhan sits down on the table. Like, how you have like those villain movies, because you don't watch movies, but you have like this big old chair and you've got a person on this side and then you've got the boss chair, like, like the, I've got my boss chair in the back. And so he sits down on the table. I go onto my boss chair and behind me are some papers. They were actually empty papers. I was just, where is it? And I know that he's like, his life is flashing before his eyes while I'm doing this, right? So then I turn around and say, oh, here it is. What I wanted to bring to your attention is that I had to have a word with your parents today regarding the situation on campus with you. So what situation? I was like, just, I don't know how to put this to you. I really want to let you know that you're doing really great in the program, and I'm really proud of you. And thanks for coming in. You can enjoy your break.
This poor kid was probably sweating so bad.
Oh my God, it was winter and he was sweating. That's one of those things I don't get to do because you're not in front of me physically. But inshallah, one day I'll get to torture you somehow.
Inshallah.
I mean, that's why I joined the teaching profession. So it's coming for you. It's coming. Inshallah. And you, Mariam, you're not going to be spared because you're like, quiet and this and this. No,
that's what our teachers say. Like, she's the quietest kid in the class.
Yeah, that's her whole thing for not getting picked on. That's her defense. I see through it. But anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Oh, maybe I see you before then. I gotta get religious. There's a khutbah coming. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh.
That is one way to torture one student.